Hey, Talkin Hawks fans, welcome back. Well, this is the official start of the 2025-2026 University of Iowa Hawkeye football season, and we are so excited to be back with you on Talkin Hawks today. We've got a little bit of a later episode that we're releasing, so we apologize for that, but we're going to be previewing UAlbany, and we have a fantastic interview with Tevaun Smith. If you remember him from the 2015 undefeated team, this year is the 10-year anniversary of that team, and we're so excited to talk with him about that and so much more. Welcome back to Talkin Hawks, presented by Hillsbank.
Hillsbank is your hometown financial champion, here to help you score some wins. Because at Hillsbank, managing your money is easy. They've got 19 local branches, 40,000 surcharge-free ATMs around the country, and online account access anytime.
Plus, Hillsbank is the bank on campus at the University of Iowa. So whether you're a student athlete or a Hawkeye superfan, Hillsbank helps you get in the game. Visit us today in person or at hillsbank.com, member FDIC. Hey, Matt.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's good. It's good. How are you? God is good.
I'm good. You almost messed up your little thing that you always say.
Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
Be nicer to Matt, hashtag.
Oh my gosh.
That was on the last episode.
I think we should make shirts. Be nicer to Matt.
Yes.
It's kind of a common name. Like every wife that has a husband named Matt could wear that shirt.
Honestly,
or no, the husband
knows
would wear
Matt.
it. The husband would wear it. That's true.
Anybody that knows Matt.
Be nicer to Matt.
Be nicer to Matt.
I'll do my best, but I'm not going to do very good. How's it going? How's everything? How was your summer?
It was good. It was good. You know, I want to point to something real quick that you said in the intro before the intro, is that you said it's a 25-26 season. That implies that we're going to be playing in 2026. I like where your head's at. We're going to have a New Year's Day bowl game.
Yeah. No, that's exactly why I said that. Not just because it was a slip up, but no, that's exactly, you read my mind. That's exactly
what
why
I
said
took.
it.
And not only that, you know, there's a stat. I want to say since 2019 or 2020, I can't remember exactly when. Every other year we have 10 wins. Well, last year we didn't. So this year, at least 10.
Or more.
That would mean at least.
Wait. And it's the 10-year reunion of the undefeated team. The stars are aligning. I'm just saying.
It's it. That's it. Book it up. Playoff.
Stop. Clip it. I should have looked
this clip.
I should have looked in the camera. Clip it.
There you go.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped for this year.
I think there's a lot of quiet confidence.
Totally. I'm really excited for this season of Talkin Hawks in particular, not just football season, because we have so many great interviews. We start with a really good one. Our first ever alumni interview, right?
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Oh, no, we had Dallas Jacobus. He's an alum.
We did have Dallas Jacobus.
So our second ever alumni interview.
It is kind of sad, though, because you're not conducting the interview with me. You were out at the time that this was recorded.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it worked out, not for the better. Like, it obviously would have been better if I was
way
here.
Better. way. Okay.
I think it worked out really well because you and Tavon were pretty close during that 2015 season. So I think it worked out really good for you guys just to have that, conversation without me butting in. So
That's good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I actually haven't listened to it, so I shall listen to it when this comes out. But yeah, did you feel old when you got the email that was like, hey, it's the 10-year reunion of the 2015 team? Because I was a little shell shocked. And I was like, not me.
Yeah.
It's your anniversary, not mine.
I mean, I felt old for a while now after that email for sure. But then also like Blythe retired.
Oh.
Austin Blythe retired, 2 years ago? And he was in the league for 10 years and I played with him and I was like, yeah. I'm old.
Didn't we have somebody, Kalen Walker? He's like, I used to watch your games growing up.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was a real shot to the ego.
Little gut punch. I think we've talked about this before, but the guy that is part of Herky Security that was like, I was in middle school when, my parents used to bring us to games. Oof. And I was in middle school when you first started working at Iowa. I was like, 8. It's such a nice stat. But that's just weird. Like the concept of time is just so funny anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. Just with like the time between like when you're 5 years old and you're 10 years old, like so much happens between 5 and 10. Like the difference of a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old, totally different. But you think about, we lived in our house for 5 years, our old house for 5 years. And like nothing, I mean, we had a kid, but like, it wasn't like, it didn't feel like as much time
We had
passed
3
in
in
those
that
5
house, but
years. You know, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You catching what I'm
Well,
throwing?
you think about that, and then you think about longevity. Okay, up in there since 99.
Yeah.
Think about the concept of time.
Yeah. And like I was 5 when he started. I'm sorry.
So you could say you were in elementary school,
I
or
was 5.
like you were single digits, and KF is still coaching at Iowa.
That's crazy. Crazy. The concept of time. Okay. So how was Kids Day? We went. It
Yeah,
was so much fun. The kids loved it.
I did actually get to watch a little bit of football this year. Reese Vandersey, I thought, had a great day, which he's actually, we'll get into this in the preview. He was not listed as a starter, but we'll get to that. But I thought Reese had a good day. Seth Anderson had a good day. Mark Arnowski got way too big of pads, but I think it's because he's going to be running a little bit
You guys,
more.
the amount of times that Matt has said this to people, somebody's got to get Mark Arnowski some new pads. He's got pads way out to here. And the average person is like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, his pads are really big for a quarterback, but
I'm sure the people listening to this specific podcast can probably understand that a quarterback usually wears smaller pads. But the average person's like, how's the team going to be this year? And your first reaction is, Mark Arnowski has to get smaller pads. The look on people's face that I've watched them be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's fair. But no, I feel like a quiet sort of confidence. I think this is one of those years. I will say almost every other year going into fall camp, what's the one position they say?
Wide receiver.
Yeah, every year they're like, how are the receivers going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever worried about the offensive line. Nobody's ever worried about the tight ends. Nobody's ever worried about the running backs. It always comes back to if the receivers are going to be able to do anything. And that goes back to when I played, like same thing. But I think there's a quiet confidence of how many guys are capable. Second year in the system, I think overall, I think the Big Ten. So Penn State's ranked 2 right now. Oregon's ranked 7. They're both on our schedule. We go out to USC. Like there's some real opportunities for Iowa to make some noise. And like I said before, this would be the year to get 10 wins based on current trends. So what does that look like beating a number 2 team? Mm-hmm. And who knows if they're still number 2 at that time, but there's a lot of opportunity for this team with a guy who won the, I'm blanking on the name, but essentially was the Heisman for FCS in Mark Gronowski, also a national champion, had multiple bouts there. Another guy, defensive tackle, also came with him from South Dakota State. So he's got that championship type mentality. And now you mesh that with the way that Iowa works. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. It's not often I would say that, especially surrounding the offense, given recent years. But you also look at how many people are in and out. I mean, Brennan Sullivan out, Cam McNamara out, and we thought those 2 guys were going to be the answer. And now we bring in Mark Gronowski, we bring in Hank Brown from Auburn, who had a pretty nice kids day as well. New faces at the most important position on offense. And yet I think they both fit what Tim Lester wants to do a little bit better. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to that.
Did you watch Tim Lester mic'd up?
I only saw clips of it, but it seemed like it was pretty good. No, I think he lost his voice.
No, it was so funny. Who was the other coach that was mic'd up with him? Coach Wallace. He's so funny. Was he so funny when you were there? Or is this like a new thing?
It's so dry. Like Coach Wallace, so dry. He just says mean things, but they're funny.
No, he was so rude, but like in a funny way.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's
he's like, Mark, he was like, oh, are you mic'd up? No, he didn't know he was mic'd up. He walked by Mark Gronowski and he's like, hey, how's that rash doing? He's like, what? And he's like, did you get some medicine for that rash?
No, I think that was Herkit.
No, it was so funny. He's like,
yes.
Oh, are you mic'd up? Anyway, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's on the Hawkeye Football Instagram. But okay, should we get into our interview? Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, other than, like I said, cautiously optimistic. This interview with Tavon, really cool to get a chance to talk to him. And it's not just, he and I talking locker room talk for an hour. Like we actually get to what it was like for him when he goes into some dark times after his injury, what the CFL was like, and then also his business ventures. Like it's pretty cool. When you play with somebody and you haven't seen them for a while, you think they're still that college guy, but being able to see like growth out of people is really cool. And like, I didn't know he was going to be owning a couple of businesses and doing this, that, and the other thing. So it's really cool to see how guys grow, especially after the program, based on things that they learn from it.
That's cool. You know what I just thought of too, and I wish I would have been at the interview just to ask this question. You guys were always the last 2 people to come out of the locker room after games. Do you remember this? It was like a competition between the 2 of you. I swear. We'd be standing there like, where are they? And it was always the two of you. What were you doing?
Interesting. Oh, well,
I know how long you take showers. So, oh my goodness. Hashtag be nicer to Matt. I have to stop. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of like, I have half a cup of coffee left.
If she looks at coffee, she's good for the next week. So
you know how it gets. Okay, let's get into our interview. I'm going to be nicer.
Thanks.
Love you.
Love you.
All right, here's our interview with Tevaun Smith.
Need a new roof, gutter, or siding in Eastern Iowa? Call JB Roofing, a local and reliable roofer with over 20 years of experience. They do one roof at a time, unlike others who may juggle multiple projects and cut corners. They also serve a 45-mile radius around Kelowna and can help you with any insurance claims. No wait, call 319-656-ROOF or visit their website, jbroofingkelowna.com for a free estimate. JB Roofing, the small-town roofer you can trust. Hey Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations, whether that be Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or my favorite, Solon. Cold beer, an award-winning game day menu, and warm hospitality welcome you and fellow fans as we root for the Hawks. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Go Hawks.
Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Enjoy responsibly.
The Appliance Barn, a grand appliance company, offers a wide range of high-quality appliances at unbeatable prices.
Whether you're in the market for a new refrigerator, dishwasher, or washing machine, they've got you covered. They also have a delivery and setup department to ensure your appliances get delivered and installed quickly. To find out more, visit appliancebarn.com.
All right, so for not quite the first time ever, but one of the first times ever, we've got an alumni on the podcast. Guy that I played with. Really excited to have him here. Tevaun Smith. Tevaun, happy to have you here, man.
I'm happy to be here. This place is beautiful, man.
I can't take any credit for that. That's all Johnny C. Yeah, we actually just got the studio, 2 years ago? Something like that.
Nice.
We used to be downtown Iowa City, but now we finally got like a legitimate spot.
Iowa City is completely different. I was taking a stroll around there yesterday. I was like, man, they got a Raising Cane's.
It's actually nice, really.
I'm like, they got these condos. I'm like, there's not a Marriott right down here anymore. It's like another. I was having the time walking around.
Well, that's how you know you're old.
Yeah. I was going down memory lane, man. It was nice.
When was the last time you've been to Iowa City?
2017.
That was the last time you've been in town?
Yep.
Oh yeah. So
I drove. At the time I was playing for the Colts, and I met with Carl Davis, and we drove. Or he was in Chicago, and he's like, "You want to go to a game?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I drove down, and we went to Iowa, and I think we played with Wisconsin or something. It was a night game. It was cool. It was a good time. But that was the last time I've been in Iowa City.
Yeah, so it's been a minute.
Yeah,
there's a lot of. The thing that gets me, so now there's 2 places that Laura and I went to that like no longer exist. So our first kiss was at a moped parking lot over by EPB. And like 3 years later, they took out that moped parking lot. And I was like, well, I can't do that.
Yeah, that
anymore.
memory's gone.
Yes. There was I can't remember what the other place was, downtown Iowa City, but there's been a lot of change.
A lot. It looks nice though. It looks nice.
So normally how we start is like, I just want to know your story. Like, I don't know if I know your full story. Like we play together, but like, and I know you're Canadian, but outside of that,
yeah.
I think there's some stuff. So start at the very beginning, man.
Beginning, man. So obviously I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto.
Okay.
I grew up in a Jamaican household. My family's Jamaican. And I started playing soccer and I hated it. You know, like usually a Jamaican family, they're just like, yeah, you run soccer and play soccer and run track. Track was cool, but I first started playing soccer and I'm like, I don't like this. I used to go to my dad's soccer games. I always came to go watch. But once he started having me,
was he playing? He was playing? Your dad?
He's playing, like not professionally, but like he was like doing like those leagues, like, you know.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, he was in those leagues, like just playing soccer. And I was like, man, like, I don't like this. So that's when one of my best friends introduced me to football. I was actually the best man at his wedding, and
dang,
I was like, man, I owe you everything for, you know, introducing me to football. But he introduced me to football, and I played center. I was skinny, and I couldn't catch. And they used to call me Butterfingers. So I was pissed.
Jeez. I mean, that's full circle though, at least, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they called me Butterfingers, and I'm like, from then on, I was like, no, I'm gonna play receiver. I'm gonna be a running back. I want to be a skill position.
Were you just getting beat up or what?
Yeah,
I can't imagine you being a center.
I remember being down at center, like tears coming down my eyes.
Oh
like,
my
why am I playing here? Like, I was pissed. So that's when that moment I'll never forget, because I was just like, I don't ever want to be in this position again. Like, I don't ever want to play. Like, why am I playing center? Like, I'm watching all these. Like, you know, when you first start, like, you watch football and you see all the cool shit, bro. It's like, you see guys throwing, catching touchdowns. You see Tom Brady. You see all Eli Payne Mannings, and now I'm at center. I don't even know.
So you're not watching the line.
I'm not watching the offensive line. I don't even know who those guys are at the time. I just started playing ball, right?
Yes.
And you know, I just worked at it. I worked my ass off. And fast forward to high school, my first quarterback ever, the one I was snapping for, ended up being my high school quarterback.
That was throwing to you?
That was throwing to me.
Jeez.
And funny enough, it was his dad that was calling me Butterfingers. So I like grew up with the same guy calling me Butterfingers. So obviously in high school, like.
So you just had that rage inside the whole time.
Yeah. He had no idea. Like, I was on the sideline just staring at him like, this is for you, you know?
Yes.
So I was doing really well in high school, but I had an issue because my film looked like too good, I guess, because I was like killing everybody. And it was like, everybody looked kind of small. Like, I was just a tall, lanky kid, just juking, reversing fields.
Was it American football? Like,
it was Canadian football.
So is it, I mean, that basically the structure is just a little bit different, but the rest of it is the same, right? And we can get into that a little more. But
basically.
Do you think it's harder to get your tape out there just because it's a different style, I guess?
I wouldn't say it's the style. I would just say this, like, they look at your competition, they look at how, like, they look at you, obviously, but then again, it's just like, okay, you're like killing these kids. You
expect that.
Yeah.
Almost, as opposed to you're elevating above good kids. I got you.
Right. So I started sending my tape to schools, and they were just like, man, we need to see you against American competition. So that's when I started going to camps. I started getting some recognition. I started, you know, getting like my 2-star. Well, I forgot how many stars I had. I didn't. I think if anything it was 3. I didn't pass that, but I you know, I ended up going to a prep school in Connecticut.
How'd you get there?
I had a coach. My coach sent out film, and then I had another coach. He was actually my Little League's coach when I first started playing ball as well. He was a guy that.
How big of a town are you from? It seems like everybody knew.
Toronto's so big, but yet so small, especially the football community. But it's a huge city. And like that same coach, he ended up sending my tape, and he had some connects to other schools, and I had a lot of other mentors that sent me to. Had my name kind of ring some bells when, like, by sending them out with tape. Sure. And you know, a handful of guys. So like my high school coach sent out a bunch of film, was connecting with coaches, driving me to camps with a couple other guys.
So you'd have to go across the border to go to the camps, right?
Yeah.
And then drive all the way back.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine the travel alone just with that.
Yeah.
They probably didn't have satellite camps at that time that would come to Canada, right?
No, not at all. So I was driving to Pitt. I was driving Bowling Green, Syracuse. I actually drove to Oklahoma. You know, I was doing it, man. And I ended up, you know, getting an opportunity to go to that prep school. And from there, I just never looked back, man. It was in the middle of nowhere. It was called Kent School in Connecticut.
Okay.
And it was literally just play ball, work out, and graduate. I mean, I had 2 high school diplomas because I graduated from my Canadian school. Then I went to a post-grad year and graduated from there too. So I brag. I said, I got 2 high school diplomas. You know?
It's like a double major.
Yeah, exactly. So I did well there, and, you know, and then lo and behold, I have a guy named Kirk Ferentz fly into Kent, Connecticut to come see me. And that's kind of how, I got started. I had a couple other offers. I had UConn, Temple, the University of Miami, and Iowa.
Dang.
And I could have been in South Florida just hanging out, right?
Yeah.
At the beach.
Then you came to the winter.
Yeah, and instead I just came to Iowa City. Yeah. And but yeah, I chose the University of Iowa because, I came here and at the time they didn't have the new facility and they were showing all the renderings of how nice it was gonna be. And I was like, man, this is gonna be cool. And
it was just the bubble at that time, right?
It was just the bubble, yeah. So I did that at my visit and had a good time. And Hilly was actually like one of my hosts.
Oh no!
So it was a good time. Yeah. So went there. UConn and Temple. I went to those visits. Had a really good time. But one thing that stuck out, why I chose Iowa was I don't know if he still does this, but it's a great tool. He put all the schools on paper. I don't know if he did this with you. I don't know. How
to get recruited hard, man?
No, sorry. My bad,
I had
bro.
one school. Like that's it.
Yeah, never mind. He had all the schools that offered me, and he lined them all out. And it was like in a chart, and it had how long the coaches have been there, bowl games, percentage of graduation, like the graduation rate, like everything, like a bunch of other things. And Iowa checked all the boxes. So it's kind of like, where else am I going to go?
That's nice.
I was like that. So looking back at it, I'm like, man, that's amazing because like, what are you actually going to school for?
Right.
For
him to even put the graduation rate on there is big.
Everything. So I'm like, okay, he's checking the boxes for school or when it comes to school education, he's checking the box for how long he's been there. He's checking the box for how many bowl games they've been to.
Probably NFL pros too.
That he's checking the box for how many pros. I don't know if that was actually on there because the U's got some NFL guys now.
That's true.
So maybe he's like, maybe just let me scratch that. But no, Iowa probably has more. They're up there as well. I mean, I'm not sure, but those are the three that definitely stuck out.
Dang.
And I was like, you know what, like cool. And in hindsight now, like. At the time, Al Golden was at University of Miami. He got fired. I think it was Paul Pasqualoni at UConn. He got fired. And then it was another coach. His last name was Adazio, Coach Adazio. He also got fired from Temple. And Coach Ferentz is still standing at the University of Iowa. And I am 8 years retired.
Yeah.
So
from Iowa, that's wild.
From Iowa. So and he's still there now. I got there 2012.
Still a Silver Fox. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. So, but yeah, so that was had a great time at University of Iowa, and had the opportunity to be undrafted free agent for Indianapolis Colts. Was there for a couple years. Got hurt. Went to.
When you say you were there for a couple years, you were on the travel squad.
Yeah, I was up and down. I was on the travel squad. I was on P squad. Couple guys got hurt, got opportunity to play a little bit.
P squad, for those of you that don't know, is practice squad.
Practice squad, yeah. And then I got hurt. I tore my groin, and then I was out for 6 weeks. I had a bunch of workouts, and then I was with the Oakland Raiders for like a week. So
Oakland throwback. That's how I know you're old too.
Yeah. Yes, I was there for a week. It was the week where Crabtree and Talib got into that fight.
Okay.
And they got suspended. So my agent called me and was like, hey, like this is only for, Crabtree suspension. I was like, well, cool. I don't mind going out to Oakland for a little bit.
Sure.
So I went there. And I didn't really look at the playbook either. I was just sitting in film, just looking at practice, just like, I'm only going to be here for about a week. I'll glance at the playbook a little bit. And then on my free time, I drove over to the Bay to hang out with CJ and George. And Greg. Yeah, they were out at the time. They were playing for San Fran, and they were out to eat. I was like, yo, I'm out in Oakland. I'm about to drive over and come hang out with you guys. So drove over there.
So you just partied for like a week?
Hung out at CJ and George's house. And yeah, bro, just kicked it for a little bit. after that suspension, I got sent home, and then
That's so wild. Like you just don't hear of any other profession that's like, hey, come off for a week. You know you're not going to be here longer, but like just come here for a little bit.
I was like, shit, I'm at home anyways. Quick little check, and then go home, go on about your business, and then after that, had a few other workouts, and then Jacksonville signed me. Then while I was there, I tore my meniscus again. I don't know if you remember 2015, I tore my meniscus during the season.
Because Jerem had to step in, and we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, he actually played pretty well.
Yeah, he just stopped running on a go route. It's the only thing that I can remember on the top of the screen. Anyway.
Yeah, so I ended up, I was out for 2 weeks while I was at Iowa, and then I was like, okay, cool. Like when I was at Iowa, I was out for 2 weeks. I was like, cool, meniscus again? 2 weeks? Yeah, right. I ended up being like, and that whole process went from like anywhere between 6 to 10 months.
Did you do
and that's a whole nother story that we can talk about. But yeah, that happened, and then I sat out for the year, and the amount of calls that I was getting when I tore my groin compared to how many calls I was getting after when I got cut by Jacksonville. I was like, I only had like 1 or 2 calls, nothing that was really looking too promising. So I was like, if I don't get a call this year, I'm going to go back to the CFL.
And what year is this?
That was in 2018.
18. Okay.
Yes.
That was all within the span of 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I ended up going to, sitting out for the year because my knee was just not where I needed it to be. And I was like, I'm going to go back to the CFL. So I was drafted in the first round in the CFL to the Edmonton. At the time, they were the Edmonton Eskimos. Now they're the Edmonton Elks. I was drafted by them, went there in 2019, had 3 years over there. And then all 3 or 4 years of that time, I was at, I had 4 different coaches. So they fired the staff every year. And then I ended up playing in Ottawa, because after that 4th coach came in, I was like, now I gotta prove myself again. Right. But he brought in a bunch of new guys, and that happens as part of the game. And I was at home for I was barely home, to be honest. As soon as I got cut, I walked out the facility and I was getting a call like, hey, did that really just happen? Yeah, it did. Jeez. So anyway, I flew home. I was home for literally like 12 hours. Once I landed in Toronto, I knew like where I was going. Wow. So the next day I flew out to Ottawa, and
that's insane.
I was there for 2 years.
Because Jerem also went to the CFL, right?
Yeah, he was actually in Ottawa. So when I was in Edmonton, he was on Ottawa, and we played against each other. And then when I got to Ottawa, he ended up leaving. He wasn't there anymore. But when I got there, they were like, yo, I don't know why they cut Jerem, but bro, he could not, like, nobody can guard him. I don't know what happened. Like, he was doing really well. So I don't know.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he was good. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's been my career and my life, man.
It's unbelievably insane. And this is what I don't think people truly understand, like how fickle and finite football is.
Yeah.
Like how many true opportunities you get. Because like you talk about all the calls, like I got calls. And those workouts are probably what, 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, about that.
Is it typically you, or do they bring in 1 or 2 other guys with you?
They bring in a handful. I remember I had a workout with the Bears, and there was about 12 of us. There was like 12 of us. There was like three or 4 quarterbacks, and we were doing like routes there and back. Like every single route in the route tree. All of us.
That's wild.
Slant, hitch, hit. They can't come back, do it again. Like how we do it in practice, how we rotate, same thing.
Like
sometimes it'll be one guy, it'll just be you. I remember I had a workout with the Packers, and I was the only receiver there. So
you were probably gassed.
Oh yeah, one of the scouts there was the quarterback, and he was like throwing bullets. Like he was like maybe 5 or probably 10 yards away. throwing it as hard
Just
as he
humming.
could, just like going in a circle. And I was just standing there, just like, he was just like slinging it. So there's some times where you're on your own and you're
Sure.
gassed, but then there's other times with other guys as well.
It's crazy to me how like, so I don't know how much practice squad typically makes. It's a couple $100,000, right? For the year.
Yeah, I mean, now it's more. At the time when I was playing, it's about $5,000 a week.
5,000 a week. Okay. I mean,
So 20,000 a month.
all
maybe?
that's going to be evaluated over the course of 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
They've got all this tape on you just to bring you in for a 30 to 45 minute workout.
Yeah.
And then you're basically then that 45 minutes determines whether or not you're going to make $5,000.
Yeah. Or sign to active and make 15,000.
Well, I mean, I feel like that doesn't happen directly off the workout, does it?
Yeah.
Directly to the active squad?
Sometimes, like if they're looking for a guy that they you know, and a guy gets hurt, you may not play right away, but you'll get put on the active.
And then, so there's the 53 and then there's the 45, right?
Yes.
Or 40.
Yes, you're right. I don't know how much it is now, but yeah.
But like 8
about
guys
45.
travel that don't dress.
Yep.
Do you know why that is?
I think it's just a numbers game.
Just-
Some guys dress, and sometimes you find out on game day. There's been times that I was active, and then like you'll warm up, you'll come back in the locker room, and they'll have a list of the guys that aren't dressing. I'm
After
like,
warm up?
yeah, like not pregame with the equipment on,
okay.
but like when you go out and you do your own little warm up,
Sure.
you throw with the quarterbacks, and I would do it anyway because even on practice squad, I would come to the stadium, and the quarterbacks would want like us to work out because
Sure.
T.Y. Hilton's not just running routes for you at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
You know, like
Yes.
he's just not going to do that. So they use us as dummies basically to run routes. And then we'll do our conditioning for game day since we're not playing. And that's kind of how usually it would go. But then when you're active, I would go ahead and still run those routes. And then I'll look at the list. I'm like, damn, I guess I'm not dressing today. And I'll put my sweats on and just hang out, man.
What a way to find out.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, man.
Well, we'll go back to to growing up in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, I mean, that's a great career. You said on the way in, you said that you just retired.
Yeah, I retired this year. I sat out last year debating on because I didn't want to go too far from home. In the CFL, obviously I'm from Canada, so there's 2 teams that I specifically wanted to play for, which one was Toronto and the other one was Hamilton, which was up the road about 40 minutes. And I was like, I don't really want to leave home. So unless it makes sense.
Right.
So I decided to say, if this year I don't play for either of those teams, I'll retire. So beginning of 2025, I said, you know what? We're done.
Well, congratulations. They'll do a little golf clap. Hopefully,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't see any gray in your beard, so I mean,
I got one gray in the middle of my head right here, and I was like, damn, I'm leaving it. It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
You know?
You didn't get that at Iowa. We go back to, so you're growing up. You said you were trying hard to get recruited. Do you have any siblings or anything like that?
Yes, I got a little brother or 2 brothers and 1 sister.
All younger?
All younger.
What's it like being the oldest?
It's cool. I don't feel no pressure.
Did you beat up on them all the time?
I feel on my one little brother. Yeah.
Just one?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just singled him out?
Yeah,
Why?
no. Well, we have different parents. So my dad has 2 of his own, and then my mom had 1 as well. So I'm
Okay.
really close with my one brother. So we're the ones that live together.
Gotcha.
So we're close, and he's 8 years younger, but he's
Dang. So
Yeah.
that's where that one gray of wisdom came from. You're
Yeah.
trying to share it with him.
yeah, exactly.
What does he do?
He used to play football too.
Okay.
He went to a school out in Canada, but he ended up tearing his Achilles, and then COVID happened. So that's like 2 years. So then he just ended up staying home, and now we're business partners.
Dang. Okay. Well, we'll get to that here in a minute.
Yeah.
Soccer, you said, and then you realized you were just trash, and then went into football.
And I was also trash.
What, did you play any other sports? You got to play
basketball. Yeah, I played basketball. I ran track. I was decent. I was okay. I was like 6 man in basketball. Started a little bit in high school. I was definitely a starter, but I played AAU. And
Is AAU different in Canada than it is Iowa, or is it or South or
America?
America? Golly, yeah, where it's like I don't know. I didn't know it was international. AAU is.
Well, sometimes we went to the US, but it's pretty much the same.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel like and Laura will say this too, every football player we've had on thinks they can hoop.
Yeah.
So when you go down to the rec, are you a starter or are you coming off the
now?
bench? Well, yeah, you're 32.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if I work at it, which I want to get back in the gym, but like I was okay.
You a shooter or a defender?
I can shoot. Defender, not so much.
You got me.
Yeah, you're good.
So basketball, track. What'd you do in track?
I did the 400. I got long legs, man. I'm a strider, so I did the 400 and 200. I did a little bit of the one, but I was good around the curve on the relay, so they had me do a little bit of that.
Like the short? I feel like that's one of the longer parts of the 4x1.
Is it? I don't know.
I think this third turn, I was always second because it was the shortest. It was like 85 meters. Quick, get me done. I can't run that far.
Yeah.
I think
I did that. I did. I was third leg, man. Busting around that corner, man.
I think there's something to it. Most of the guys we have on, and I think it's important for the listeners, is that doing multiple sports is really the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you said you spent so much time trying to like undo the Butterfingers nickname.
Yeah.
But there's still a point to doing all the other sports.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think they all kind of commingle with each other for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm realizing now, like, honestly, I got into boxing.
When did you get into boxing?
Since I retired. Like, last year when I was like kind of on the fence,
mm-hmm.
I was doing that for conditioning. And I realized, like, the footwork and all that stuff and the jump rope helped my knee, by the way. I'm like, I should have been jump roping like for the past.
Just jumping rope?
Jumping rope, man. It helps the joints. Like because what I lacked once they were taking my meniscus out, I didn't like, maybe other people didn't realize it, but for me, I couldn't get that quick little twitch like that.
Right.
And now, for the past couple of years, the jump rope is helping like my joints absorb, because the meniscus is a shock absorbers, right? So when I was able to, start getting into that, that's all we did was jump rope. That was the warm up. We like 3-minute jump ropes, 3 sets. So basically like 9 minutes of jump rope. And I've been doing that for the past 2 years and I don't feel my knee at all.
I might have to start doing that.
Yeah, no, it helps a lot. And it's funny because I've been told that before and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna jump rope though,
Right.
But now I'm just like, shit, I should have started doing that a while back. So, but yeah, all the sports kind of have kind of commingle with each other. And, if I can go back, I'd probably stay a little bit longer in soccer just for the footwork aspect of it. And then
a lot of body awareness.
Yeah, a lot. And then, soccer, maybe a little bit of baseball for hand-eye.
Okay.
And then track. I mean, basketball, of course, too,
right?
Because, wide base playing defense and that lateral movement is always good. Because
as well as a little more physical in an aspect without pads on. I feel like there's something that kind of like taking a charge, like you feel like a dog. But at the same time, like you have to be able to absorb that hit. Same thing with every other sport.
Of course. So yeah, I think it's good to play a bunch of sports.
You said your dad was a soccer player. Did he coach you on anything you were doing?
No. Once I started playing football, he started watching football more and then coaching me and doing all that stuff. But he also played a little bit of basketball. So I grew up watching and playing with grown men, his friends, baskoobasketball.
So you were the one, hey, can my kid play? Like that was you.
Yeah, but to be honest, I was decent enough to where I can hang. Like, I was shooting from downtown, man.
I love it.
So yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, anytime I hear that like athletes have their parents coach them in some capacity, I always want to know how I'm going to handle my kids. Right now, I coach Dax's, who's my oldest, he's 4. I coached his soccer team, which a bunch of 4-year-olds playing soccer is just a bunch of people watching butterflies.
Yeah.
It was rough. We wanted 4. We don't keep score, but when it's a lot to a little, on what side of that you're on.
Yeah.
And now we're doing T-ball, and he's in the I bumped him up. He's in the 5 and 6 year olds, even though he just turned 4. Because they based on the description, it was like understands the game, can hit a pitch, like stuff like that. And I was like, I'll just move him up. And so I'm coaching him in that too. And he thrives under like direct guidance. Whereas if he's left to his own devices, not that he's like a bad kid.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of testosterone where he just wants to go break things for fun and stuff like that. So channeling it is good. I'm still trying to figure out if that's something I'm going to coach him long term or not. Because I had been coaching at Solon football for the high school for the last 3 years, but I took a step back this year. Got a lot going on personally. And so between that, obviously next kid, it's like how to handle all of that. It's good to hear. Most of the people that we've had on said that they've enjoyed their parents coaching them. But I feel like that's an interesting dynamic of like, when does coach and when does dad play into it?
I don't have any kids, but I do have, you know, some guys that I know and some like obviously friends that have kids, and they've all told me that like there's coach and there's dad, but at the same time there's that middle ground to where it's like, how much do I push them and how much do I just let them figure it out? So that's going to be interesting when I have kids, but I do know that a lot of people, like, there's some guys that hated getting coached by their parents.
Right.
And there's some kids that are like, no, my dad helped me out so much because maybe they got pushed too hard, or maybe that there was like a good happy medium. So being, you know, a parent and coaching your kids, like for me, I just want to make sure that like I'm not being too hard and I give them a chance to like figure it out and just support them.
Right.
So that's interesting because like I can see how that can be a lot on a kid. Especially
when you got your wife telling you don't let him fail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, he needs to fail a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Like if he's busting tail trying to play defense on soccer and they score, like I can say good effort, but that's really good that he came back and like tried to stop them at 4.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, okay, they scored. Like, I'm not going to just neglect the fact that they scored, but that was really good. You tried.
Yeah. No, exactly. That's it's going to be interesting when I have my kids. I'm going to be texting you like, bro,
yes,
I need help.
Well, and so many times, especially nowadays, it's like parents want to hammer their kids into sports. And if you're not doing this at this age and doing this at this age, you're going to miss the boat and they're not going to be able to go on to whatever, right? They're not getting recruited when they're 7.
Right.
But if they're not doing this while they're 7, they're not going to get recruited later on. And I would argue, and you're probably a good example of this too, if you got it, you got it. Like there's some work that had to be done, of course, right? Like you had to become coordinated to a point.
Yeah.
Based on, you know, going from center to receiver. I had to work on it just because there was nobody around me. Like I had to get good at footwork and getting open and things like that. So I think there's a happy medium, but I think for the most part, like, you know, the kids that are going to go, like you'll be watching a game. Maybe you're watching one of your brother's games. You're like, that kid's really good. Yeah. Like it doesn't take much.
Yeah. He's got it. Like he's got it for sure. Like I think he's going to be pretty good. Like you can just tell he's fast, he's quick, he understands it, you know, and then there's kids that got to work at it. Right. And there's a lot of kids at Iowa that
they had
to work at it. You know, like Iowa was known for, you know, guys that need to be developed.
Which is a whole different thing now that we're getting into NIL and things. You know, we got, first of all, I'm salty that we missed it.
Bro, I did that little lawsuit thing or whatever, trying to see how much I'd get. How much? I mean, I'm very like I'm happy that I'm getting something. Sure. But like 15 grand? Is these guys getting 90? 100?
From the lawsuit?
Yes. You just have to see like what your estimated NIL would have been.
You gotta send me that.
I'll send it to you, bro. Yeah. 15 grand? It's because like it started at 2016, so I only got 1 year. So anybody, I guess, after me gets more.
I would have had 16 and 17.
Yeah.
Send me that link.
I was like, I think one of the guys was like, yeah, I'm getting like 90. 90?
Does that come directly out of the NCAA?
Yeah. We all never got it yet, but like it's still going through. But I'll take 90 grand,
Yeah.
not 15.
I'd take 15 grand. What are you talking
No, I mean,
about?
obviously 15 grand is great, but I'm just saying like,
Gee, I didn't
come
realize
on.
you got money like that. Like,
no,
I
I don't. No, I don't. But
business really
what I'm saying is I worked hard those 4 years at Iowa.
That's true. That's true.
And I'm only going to get 15? The dab? The NIL? What would Montreal? No, I'm just kidding.
No, that dab though, it still is viral.
Yeah, no, I just think about like anybody on that 12-0 team. Like, why? If you really think about it though, like perfect record, 12-0. Not to say I'm very grateful to get 15 grand, but I'm just thinking about the grand scheme of things and what guys are actually getting now.
Right. I mean, there's
let's be real. Like we each should be getting at least 50 for that.
I mean, I'm not against it.
You know, we should, but hey, I'm still grateful for that 15. For the record.
For the record, we'll just clip out the rest of the stuff and just say that he's not happy about getting money.
Free money.
So let's talk about that 12-0 team.
Man,
what's wild is that we only had, after that, Blythe was the only one who got drafted.
Yes.
After that season, we had younger guys like Desmond and Josie and like everybody else, CJ yourself. But it's crazy that year only had one guy drafted after it.
I know.
He was a 10-year vet.
Yeah. We were actually teammates. That's the same team he got drafted to, was the team that I was on. Yeah. So it's crazy to know that like such a great season, you know, only one guy getting drafted. Great. But the year after there was a lot of guys. Like,
right.
You know,
right.
so
like I said,
that's dope.
Seniors and juniors.
Yeah, that was cool to see as well. So I mean,
but that's the year that everything changed. So 2014, get whooped in Tax Slayer Bowl, affectionately known as the Hawk Slayer Bowl.
Yeah. I remember those 2 days.
Yeah,
that was when we played Tennessee in the.
That was Tennessee. 2014 was Tennessee. Down in Jacksonville.
Yes, that's when we had
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days during bowl prep.
We were getting hammered. KF was really trying to beat the culture out of us at that point.
Yeah.
Like, we are not doing this again.
It was torture.
And then that following year, that's when the facility opened. Or did we get in the facility?
No, I think we had already
of 14.
Yeah, something like that. I think we had already had it for a little bit.
I think we might have just started. And they already had the sheriff poster up in the locker room. The 15, they're like, all right, we're going to switch the whole schedule. Like, to think that they were going to go that radical of like, all right, we're only going to go mornings. We're not starting at 2:30 in the afternoon. And then to turn that into that season, I think is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of trust on the coaching staff.
Yes. Funny enough, I think they got that idea of the morning workouts from Oregon.
Who was the head guy at Oregon at the time?
I don't know.
Was it Chip Kelly?
I don't remember. But I remember. I think I remember them talking about how.
I think you're right though.
You know, there's science behind it that you're sharper in the morning and blah blah, and University of Oregon does it, and
the Fast Friday was definitely an Oregon thing.
Yes, exactly. So we mimicked that, and now, welcome to the Big Ten. Man, Oregon, they're doing pretty well for themselves, though.
Yeah, their coach. Yeah, coach kind of cracks me up.
Yeah,
but so from the 2014 year, you were kind of splitting time with Shump, right? And then 15 comes.
2013, I was splitting with Shump. That was my sophomore year.
That's right. Shump was a senior in 13.
Yes. And then junior year, that's when I started. Senior year, that's when I started. So 2013, I remember playing Ohio State. That was supposed to be my first start. And then during warmups, I dropped a couple of passes, and KF like looked at me, and I was like not trying to make any eye contact. I was like, oh shit. And then receiver coach comes to me. He's like, yeah. I guess they thought I was nervous.
Sure. So
they had me sit out for a little bit, and then then I played after that. But I remember, catching a pass, and I seen Ryan Shazier like right there in the middle. I was like, yo, this guy's huge. Like those guys.
Yes.
First play of the game, CJ Fedoras gets smacked, concussion. I was like, ooh.
Oh, because they kicked out the corner for that, right? That was like the top corner.
Yeah, Bradley Roby, I believe.
Yes.
It was that was crazy. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, for my first game, Ohio State, and in my head, I'm like, I got this. And I started seeing these guys. I was like, oh shit,
There's some
You
good
know?
dudes.
But after that, I was like, yeah, if I can go against Old State, I'm good. After that, I was fine. But yeah, so I would spend time with Shump, and then junior, senior year, I was able to.
What was that conversation with BK like when he's like, all right, you're gonna be the guy now?
It was cool. It was
I can only imagine BK did it in a wild way.
yeah, you know BK, man. He's
for those that don't know BK, Bobby Kennedy was our receivers coach.
yes. Coach Kennedy, BK, we still talk to this day. He's a
funny dude.
He is. And he just said, hey, you know, it's you're gonna start and it's time to work. You know, let's get ready to work. So let's do it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Let's get ready to work. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna be yelling at you. I'm gonna be on you. And you know how he is, and he didn't lie about it. He was yelling at me every single day.
Come on,
Tavon! Yeah, every time, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Hated it. He'll when I was gone, he'll still call me and he's like, Tavon, do you remember when I used to yell at you? Remember when I used to be on you? And did you like it? Didn't you hate me? And I'm like, yes, I did.
We could feel it in the room.
Yeah.
Like,
it was tension in the room.
Like,
It was tension in the room every day. Tavon, what the hell are you doing? What's this? What's that? I'm like,
does the laser pointer circle?
Yeah, everybody was just like, bro, you and BK are just clashing every day. And I was like, bruh. I wouldn't say anything. I was looking at him like,
yes.
But we built a great relationship. I know he just wanted the best out of me. He'll call and say, we didn't have the best relationship. I was like, nah, not really. No. He's like, but now we're best friends. I'm like, yeah, but he did it to all his receivers. He did it to a lot of guys that he coached. And you know, a lot of guys he coached have been to the next level, and they've done well for themselves as well. So I do appreciate him pushing me and getting everything out of me.
There was one thing that I learned from BK, and I said it on the podcast before, but I thought he played favorites. Like at the time, I thought he played favorites. Like, why is he talking to Falk? Why is he talking to all these guys a lot more than me? Like, I don't get a lot of coaching right now.
Yeah.
And for this, that, or the other reason. And I thought it was like, oh, he's spending more time here, more time there. But I came to realize later that because we are all so different, he has to cater to each one of us on what's going to get each one of us to go where we need to go.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need him yelling at me all the time for me to do it.
No.
Like, he just expected it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, but Jerm needs to get pushed. Tavon needs to get pushed. Cavante, he didn't have to talk to a lot, right? It was like each player had to have their own way to get better. But at the time, like I was like, why is he playing favorites?
Yeah, no,
but learning that on the back end is so important.
Yeah, that's the thing about coaching. You can't coach everybody the same. You know, I realized that like not everybody needs to get yelled at. Not that I needed to get yelled at because I didn't know what I was doing. It was just more so like, you got so much more.
Right.
That I didn't believe I even had. Right. I definitely, you know, I knew I was good. I knew I worked hard, but he's like, you haven't even scratched your potential yet. So which
is wild.
Yeah. And he was just like, you have more. And for somebody to try and get everything out of you, it does mean a lot. And, you know, looking back, it's like, man, I appreciated that for sure.
Now we take Iowa. We're talking about that 12-0 team, obviously have that comeback. There were some pretty defining moments that year too.
Yes.
The Iowa State, I mean, every game, this is like, I'm kind of floundering over my words a little bit because it's hard to explain other than like the cardiac kids. How every game came down to like a possession or two.
Yes.
Like, I think that was quintessential team football.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, Iowa State, like we got to answer, right? Pitt comes down to Marshall kicking a 57-yarder. I still see Tyler Boyd just standing there.
Yeah. Just like looking at like.
And then Minnesota, like our defense has been good all year. And then we give up 35, but the offense. I'm salty I didn't do anything with it, but and I knew for sure you were running it. You came out. It's already loaded before
I'm throwing this thing regardless. They gave the wrong person the football because I'm about to sling it.
I got like 15 yards. You're like, yeah. Like that was one of those seasons that you can't replicate.
No, not at all. There was I feel like that team was so special. Mm-hmm. I think we didn't flinch at all. Mm-hmm. Like it's like those moments, we just couldn't wait to be in those moments. Like it was just like, let's do it. Right. And looking back, it's like it's crazy because we're just kids, you know, and we're in this huddle, 80, 90,000 fans yelling, and we're just like, yo, we got to score. And we get it done. Everybody does their job. Mm-hmm. And like, we were so close. Everybody was so close. I feel like we all pretty much did everything together. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, the off-season workouts, obviously I still see the teams, the off-season teams and the points and all that, but not even just that. Like, you know, I just remember winning games, going to Summit, going to like, you know, and
everybody's there,
partying together, hanging out together, house parties together. It was special. Mm-hmm. A lot of these guys, like we just push each other, man. And like, I just, I remember literally this, it was like a rinse and repeat. Like you win, you party, you're hungover for the next day for recovery day. And then we're back at it again, you know? And it was like clockwork, bro. It was great. It was special.
I think one of the interesting things about our room too, we really had a lot of people that like played. Yeah. Between myself, you, Hilly, DP, David, Germ, Riley. Yeah. Like we had so many guys, but I feel like we didn't feel like anybody was stepping on anybody's toes. Mm-mm. It was like, how do we get everybody involved? But also that elevated out all of us in the room because we wanted to outperform. Yeah. But not in a I hate you way. It was more of a let's all get better kind of way.
Yeah. Everybody pushed each other and everybody had their fair share on offense. Which was great to see because, like, you know, like we spoke before, I got hurt. Germ stepped in. He was young, so he made a couple mistakes, but he did well for himself, you know. Absolutely. And then I filled right in. I feel like we didn't really miss a step. Obviously, you know, you make mistakes like that all the time when it comes to plays here, play there. But we won the game.
But a 10-6 game, like in Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly. So those moments, you know, seeing everybody just fill in just goes to show how much work everybody put in and how locked in everybody was, because you never know when your opportunity is going to come. And when that opportunity came, guys took advantage of it.
And that's like I said, quintessential team football. But I think that's the culture that KF tries to breed every year. Mm-hmm. It's how much buy-in do you have from everybody? Yeah. Like because there was so much change of we're going to go to a morning schedule. We're going to go hard on Friday and take Thursdays off instead of the normal Monday off, right? Mm-hmm. Like all of it is so different. We had to buy in. And I think that almost propelled us into that because we had no choice but to buy in. Like all of this is new. I guess we're just going to all do it together.
Yeah, no, for sure. The program or the schedule that he put together was great. I don't know if they do that now. Maybe
they still do.
They still do.
Yeah, but Thursdays are still off. Like
it's good. We definitely got some great recovery. We all did the extra work. Mm-hmm. You know, we always, like, as a receiving corps, you know, we had practice in the morning and then we're like, hey, we're meeting this afternoon to go catch, to do some ladders. We're not going to kill ourselves, but we're gonna work. Mm-hmm. And we were super close and made sure we're going to catch 100 footballs today. Right.
Everybody on the jugs after practice.
We're on the jugs after practice. We're coming back. We're doing more, and we're just pushing each other. So that year was very special to see, like, everybody push each other and work their asses off, man.
So there's one clip, Gus Johnson. Yeah, you already know, calling your post. So we call, what is that, past 13 sale? Yeah, probably Gunray Jack Twins, past 13 sale. Yeah,
right? That's exactly what it
was. So talk through it. You know, it's quarters coverage. Like, just talk me through the play.
Yeah, you know it's quarters coverage, and you know they're playing off, obviously. And I actually don't know if you remember, but that week or the week before that, I tweaked my groin.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Oh, so yeah, I tweaked my groin, and
against like Purdue?
No, it was in the game. Or sorry, it was in practice. So I ran like an out route and I tweaked my groin. I didn't know if I was gonna play.
Oh, I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, so I tore my groin a little bit in practice, and I didn't know if I was going to play. So I was kind of nervous because I was like, hey, it's a Big Ten championship. What am I going to do? So we end up calling that play, and I'm like, all right, because most of the routes I had to run that game, they were
just routes.
Yeah, they were just routes. But I'm like, okay, I got to run this big post, and I see the coverage. I'm like, I'm probably going to get this because you're going to clear that safety and across his face, and I'm going to be right there. So CJ's like, CJ literally just said, just run. I was like,
and that's the one guy you're like, it doesn't matter where it is, he's gonna put it.
He said, yo, I'm gonna put it out there. Just run. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm running, going, stick my foot in the ground, look up, kind of can't see the football, actually.
The lights are so bright.
The lights are super bright. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I see it, don't see it, see it, don't see it. I'm just running. And that's next thing you know, it's like, boom, it's right there. And I can feel my groin tearing as I was like running. I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm just running. And thank God the guy that clipped my ankle like was not like right there. Cause then I was able to kind of just trot my way in. And then the adrenaline started hitting, and I saw the fans going crazy.
Well, it's right in front of the student section, right?
Right in front of the student, exactly, and right in front of like our teammates. Some guys were there, and I saw them. That's when I ran over to them. And yeah, you know what happened after that.
I think that's the hardest dab I think I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. Everybody that, to this day, you know, I have so many people that tag me about it. I even tweeted today that I was in town, and all I see is people like showing that little...
Oh, dude,
like all the comments, dab, hilarious. But so many people are like, man, you almost broke your neck trying to dab, like super hard. The hardest dab I've ever seen. But yeah, I mean, that was that play, and honestly, like crazy, like super loud.
I was losing my mind. I ran the quick out, and I was like, "Oh, he's really gonna get it." Like this is because I was gonna turn the tide.
Yeah,
I think we went up after that, after that one, and then the highs, and then the lows. Because the next drive, first down, we call 585 with a pump. And the only thing BK said before I went out there was, don't get held. Yeah. That's all he said. I ran my comeback so far away from this dude. And he still hooked me on the way out. Because Coach Davis was really trying to like finish him.
Oh, yeah.
If we had come back, if that gets hit, I think it's a whole different story.
100%. I was pissed because I was like, the whole game, I was like, throw me the football. Like, throw me the football, right? And then we finally throw the football on that post. I score, and then we try and run the same play again. But yeah, I that game was crazy, and like every time people bring it up, like it's cool to see. But then I also get a little pissed because I'm like, the finish obviously wasn't.
I was gonna say, well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like waiting 13 minutes for them to go down and score, and then we try to razzle dazzle at the end.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking, man. Like, you know, I going back to, you know, that touchdown, we try and throw that same that ball again, and I kept thinking about that one, like, man, like I wish I could have caught that one again. And then like, you know, our family was like, man, you can't think like that.
Right.
You know, you always try to put on yourself, but man, it was devastating for sure. You know, just sitting on the sideline, just watching them drive down the field and score, and literally like the football going over. And then I think it was like Lomax or Bud.
Just missed,
Bud. There's the Bud, like Lomax is right here. Bud just goes right here. And then he just raises the football over his head, crossing the line. I was like, man. So every time like we bring that up, it's like so many highs, but then like a low, you know?
But that's why sports are so important, to know how to handle both of those.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about the overarching thing of life, because we'll get into your business too, which you probably deal with a lot of that, of like guys that think that everything's up here.
Yeah.
But like post, like what do you do? Like there's a legitimate fall off. Like I went through... I've talked about it on here too. Like I went through a really dark time where it's like, who am I aside from football? And it's not an easy thing. Now I leaned on my faith and a couple other things to like help get me through that. But like, that's why sports I think are so important. How do you handle the highs when you're able to dab in front of, I don't know, 90,000 after a 85 yards.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then having to deal with LJ Scott handing it over at 13 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough. And, life is hard, especially, being an athlete and not just playing football. That's all you know.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to a lot of people that, just like they didn't play football and they just started their careers and went up that corporate ladder. And I always tell them, like, man, like, you're in a really good position. Like, I'm like in my 30s and I'm now starting. And people don't think about that. And it's like, oh yeah, you play in the NFL and then you play in the CFL and you did all this other stuff. But it's like, my life is at a reset. Like, there's not many things that I know. My resume is football, literally.
Sure.
Right. So, and some guys definitely do go through dark times, and I've been through some dark times while I was hurt. But one of those dark times made me realize, like, if this football stuff doesn't work out, I got to figure something out. And that's when I started educating myself on real estate and investing and like what I wanted to do, and getting into like business now. I mean, for myself, like when I was hurt in Jacksonville, I'll tell you about that story now. It's I was hurt in Jacksonville and I tore my meniscus again.
So it's the same knee and everything.
Same knee.
Okay.
Same side. They have to just trim it off even more. I tell them that, I'm like, as soon as it happened, I knew what it was. I'm like, yeah, I think I tore my meniscus. And they said, yeah, we can fix it here with our doctor. I said, no, I want to get my second opinion. So I go out to Pensacola to do that, get my surgery. And when I get my surgery, I'm back in Jacksonville. This is during OTAs where everybody's pretty much sent home. The problem is that they didn't allow me to go home. And I was like, okay, well.
Because you were doing your rehab there?
I was doing my rehab, but I wasn't doing my rehab at the facility. I was doing my rehab at a hospital with a bunch of like older folks. So I was like, okay. I'm like, maybe I'll be here for a little bit, post-surgery, and then I'll go back to the facility. I realized that there was other guys that got hurt that were teammates. I would see them pop in, and then they'll be gone. Pop in, then they'll be gone. And I was just kind of like, okay, cool. Like, my time is coming soon. All right. Well, I realized that I was the only one there. So I was like, okay, why am I still here? Like, I want to be able to like either go home and train somewhere else, like go do whatever, or come back to the facility. And it was a bunch of old people, and the rehab that I was doing, like I remember everything that I did when I was in college. I was working out, like getting rehab maybe like 3 times a day, and I was getting like full-time care.
Oh yeah.
And even when I was with the Colts, like, and I got sent to a facility to do my rehab. I was getting work every day, all day. I was training there, and it was actually the same place. It's funny, the place that Big Ten championship, I ended up playing for that team,
right?
Because like the Colts were actually there, obviously. So they watched that game. I ended up signing there, and I actually knew I was going to the Colts before the draft.
Jeez.
Like, because I was the agency I signed with was based out of Indianapolis.
Jeez.
And when I was training there, I was training in Indianapolis as well for pro day and whatever as well. And during that time, the Colts had already told me, like, we're not going to draft a receiver this year, but if you're available, we're going to sign you. So I kind of had an idea where I was going. Yeah, I kind of had an idea where I was going. And so the same place that I trained at was the same place I went back for rehab when I got hurt. Gotcha. So I knew, the type of work that I would get. So I just wanted to go back there.
Sure.
But instead I was at a hospital with a bunch of old people, and the rehab was just going slow. I was like, hey, when can I do ladders? Not yet. I'm like, bro, we're 4 weeks out. Like, why am I
was back in 2 weeks last time.
Yeah. Like, why am I not at least doing ladders or doing more weight? And he's like, not yet. Fast forward to maybe 6, And I was doing rehab like on like gravel, not grass, not nothing. So like I wasn't really running, you know? Like it was the weirdest thing in the world. My rehab was so bad. And I called my agent. I was like, listen, I gotta get out of here. Like I was like actually depressed. Like I was in a hotel trying to do extra work. I even signed up for a gym to do some stuff on my own. I actually reached out to some staff here, and I was like, hey, this is what happened, and can you send me some exercises?
Dang.
Because I need help. And they sent me some stuff, and I was doing it at a gym. They ended up telling me, I got a call from Jacksonville saying like, hey, we see that you're at a gym doing rehab. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we see you at a gym running. And I'm like, yeah, I'm jogging. I'm doing some stuff that's some extra work.
Right.
2 weeks after that, mind you, I haven't ran no routes, haven't done anything. And I go into the room. He has me squat. He has me jump on one leg. I got like this far off the ground. And he goes, okay, from a medical standpoint, we're going to clear you. And I was
Clear
like,
you?
Clear me, yeah. I'm like, clear me? What do you mean? I'm not even ready. Like I literally can't even run a route. You haven't seen me do anything. He just said, yeah, you're going to have to talk to your agent about that. Right? So I was like, okay. So I go, so when he says that, I was like, no, you guys are cutting me today. That's what's happening.
To make you active so they can cut you?
Yeah. Well, no, not make me active. They're cutting me.
I mean,
like,
clear you.
Yeah, exactly. Clear me to make me active. Or sorry, clear me to cut me. I'm like, no, you guys are cutting me today. He's like, oh, you go talk to your agent. So that's kind of how that happened. And, you know, like I laugh at it now, but it's just crazy how those ups and downs work. And then you kind of get numb to it. And then, you know how that feeling feels. And then you're just like, well, shoot, I've been here before. So when it comes to like business stuff, it's just like, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Sure. And I've been at the lowest of lows. So, you know, if and when I'm there again, I know what I need to do.
Right.
You know?
I mean, that's about as low as I think it can get.
Yeah.
To like not feel like you got the right care. Only to be welcomed by, you're no longer a part of this team.
Yeah. Whole time I was just in a hospital with 60-year-olds trying to get right.
Probably work clear compared to that though, right?
Probably not. Like we didn't do anything, right? So yeah.
So in that time, obviously it's not a fun time, but based on that is kind of when you started thinking about what your business would become. Is that kind of where that led you?
Yes. So when I sat out that year, that's when I was like, okay, my knee's kind of screwed. Like I need to figure something out. So I wrote 3 things down on a piece of paper and I started like just reaching out, like, you know, so I ended up, the first thing I wrote down was I wanted to have a moving company. The next thing was a recovery center. And the next thing was real estate. So those are the 3 things. So I started like going to like little conferences out in Jacksonville with that had to do with real estate. And there was I've done 2 out of the 3. I've gotten to real estate, and good. I now have a few trucks with my brother. Okay. So when I first got to the CFL, I kept all my US money here, and I said I'm gonna go to Canada with $0. I had no like bank account, nothing. I'm like, there was $0. I'm gonna save what I have on the American side. And I'm going to go into training camp. I got my signing bonus, and that's what I kind of like went off of. I got my signing bonus, and then during the season played, and I said, you know, this season I'm buying a property. I used the money from that season, bought a property, and that's how my real estate journey started.
Okay.
And then the trucking side, I started that 2021, so 2 years after I sold the property that I bought because COVID had a big boom. So I'm like, shoot, let's take this money and start something. And that's when I started diversifying. I started investing a little bit more into the stock market, a little bit of crypto here and there, just dabbling in. And then I started the trucking business, and that's kind of how that started. So, you know, that 2018 season was was a very pivotal moment for me because I had to figure out, okay, if this doesn't work out, you know, I need to set myself up, and that's kind of how that started.
I mean, the fact that the lowest of lows turns into what now is like, I'm not going to call it your MO, but to the point of like, all right, I know what I'm doing now. I don't have to go back down after I'm done playing because I'm already setting up this plan. Yeah. And that's probably what you're getting to. You mentioned it a little bit when we were off air about trying to help athletes with that transition. Because if you start it early, I think the issue that most people have with it is that if you're not giving your full attention to what you're doing right now, then you're not going to do it to the best of your ability, right? But I don't think that's true. I think you can get a start while still focusing on whatever, keep the main thing, like
100%. No, I definitely think it's important to start stuff early. So I actually ended up getting my brokerage license in like financial services, like specifically insurance and investments as well. So my brother kind of operates the trucks while I kind of do that. So for me,
is that all in Toronto?
Yeah, it's in Canada. So for me, I think it's super important to diversify and start early while you're playing, because that's when you're going to make probably the most amount of money in your life, right? So, you know, not to say that we're telling you to open up a restaurant and you'll be in the kitchen cooking while you're supposed to be at practice or whatever, you're supposed to be training or anything, but put it in places to where it's kind of like mailbox money or something, or put it in a stock market to where, you know, now that savings account at 0.001%, whatever, it's doing something for you. Make the money work for you while you're doing what you're doing. So I think that's 100% important, because, you know, at the end of the day, man, like football's going to be done, and you need to make sure that you're set up, because they'll chew you up and spit you right back out whenever they're ready. They're going to find the person to replace you at any moment. Right. So I think that is very, very important. So for me, I'm like, man, like, I realized that a lot of guys were doing that stuff when I got to the CFL, because obviously the CFL, there's not too many millionaires, not as much money you make. So a lot of guys had second jobs, but a lot of guys were investing. You know, I was fortunate enough to not have to work because I was getting paid a decent amount of money in the CFL, and obviously the NFL I made some money. So I was able to then use that money to diversify by, like, you know, buy property or, you know, kind of invest in myself. So, I mean, I'm always an advocate for that. And I'm always trying to, you know, mentor and consult athletes and help them protect their money and put in the right places. And if they want to, I feel like one of my gifts is being the connector and being a resource. So guys that want to get into real estate, I have that. Guys that want to get into insurance, I have that. Guys that want to, you know, get into different fields, I've made a great network of people that, you know, I just want to help. So if I can find somebody that can help you, just give me a call.
Do you want to give a quick plug to your business? You can stay right into that.
Yeah, man. My trucking business is Smith & Co Logistics, but like I said, I work specifically in financial services. So if anybody needs consulting, let me know. I can help you out, how to protect your money and where to invest it. And I can connect you with the right financial advisors. If you want to get into real estate, we do that too. Still work with some alumni. Greg Maben, Anthony Gare.
So the guys from
Carl Davis, awesome. Christian Kersey, Micah High. We all are friends, and, you know, specifically Greg and Carl and Anthony, and we all do some real estate stuff together. We flipped homes and together, and now, like, you know, we have this thing where there's some Iowa guys in there as well in this email, but we filter through. There's properties that filter through into the email. If you want to learn about it, there's opportunity for you to learn about it. But if you also want to invest in it, there's opportunity with that as well. So we try to educate some of the guys
almost
that
don't
like
know
being
about
it. What's that?
Almost as like being a partner too.
Yes, exactly. So if you want to, like, for example, some of the guys purchased a 100+ unit apartment complex, and some Iowa guys are invested in that, and more opportunities come along the way. So just not only to educate the guys, but to give them the opportunity to where they don't have to do anything. Just put their money there, they can play and not have to worry. And then they'll get updates, or they'll get invoices, they'll get paid on quarterly and get their opportunity to make some money off the field.
That's a pretty cool business model.
It's not bad.
Why doesn't just after hearing like the entire spiel of the financial stuff, it seems like you're really into it. You said you got a broker's license even.
Yeah.
Why was trucking company number one?
Because my brother was, my brother's been doing it as a summer job since he was 14. And he was working with my uncle, and he was like, man, I'm looking at uncle's invoices whenever we're doing all these loads. And I'm realizing like, he's only paying me like $100 a day. So I'm like, you know what, let's just buy a truck and I'll put you in one and we'll start from there. And that's kind of how we went from 1 to 2 to 3. And now we actually have 2 because with the tariffs and stuff, and the economy's pretty bad. Yeah. So it's like we're downsizing. A lot of companies are pulling back. So we sold a truck off and we have two currently. But like I said, I'm more focused for me. Like now, right. I'm more focused on, helping athletes. I didn't know if I really wanted to coach. I tried going out to Rice I went out with BK. I sat in meetings, said, come down and see, whatever. So I really most importantly to see him, but right. I was like, this would be an opportunity to see if I really wanted to coach. Didn't want to do that. So I was like, I still want to be around the sport. So that's how, I got into like helping athletes and trying to, help them almost like be a life coach rather than a football coach, but then still be around the sport. Right.
Right. I mean, there's the other part of it that you haven't really touched on, but you did to a point. So you got the NFL guys that have the money to then go. But I think the other part is like guys like me that didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that your college sport didn't then turn you into or give you the skills that you need to focus on the rest of life.
Right.
But that's how some people view it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I didn't do the ultimate thing, then I didn't do what were the last 5 years for?
Right.
It's like, well, it set you up to be where you want to be.
100%. I think we all learn a bunch of tools by being D1 athletes playing football.
Yeah.
We know we have to be early. We know we have to work our asses off. We know we have to listen and continue to be curious and learn. And that's what you have to do in business.
And be disciplined.
And humble. When you walk into these rooms, we know who you are, but continue to be open to learn. You don't know everything, right?
Right.
Like there's so many things that we learn on the field together. I learned from you learned from me. I learned from Riley. Like I've learned from Cavante, Jake. Right. Like there's so many people that you can learn from, and I've always been a sponge. So it's like even off the field, I've always wanted to learn. Even now about like the finance and like there's so many things to learn. It's just like you never know too much. So I always tell guys to always like be curious and continue to learn.
Well, and you don't realize how much you don't know until you step into a field like that.
Yes, exactly.
Like when I first so I'm a real estate agent here in town.
Yeah, I know.
And so like I found out that my boss, big time Hawk fan. So it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
But so I'm going on my 6th year in that. And I didn't know how much I didn't know about property.
Yeah.
Or financing. Like, you can get a 30-year fix, or you can do a 7-1 arm depending on the interest rate, and this will help you here. And you can do an in-house versus here. Like there's so much that when I'm helping a first-time home buyer, I feel bad because it's like just so much word stuff, but there's just so much that you don't know until you step into that field. So to have somebody that can help mentor like yourself, that makes it so much easier on the rest of us.
100%. Because like, I wish I had that. Like I just learned along the way. I just like, I'm going to buy a property.
Right.
Oh shit, they don't have to fix all this stuff. Something happened to it. Oh, I got to get a new toilet. I got to do this. I got to do that.
Did I get a commercial loan or a residential, or what's the interest rate look like for the difference?
Exactly. Yes. So there's so many things involved with that. So it's always good. I got a chance to speak with some of the guys. To your point though, going back to he's a Hawk fan. Like although we don't know, because you played football, they know that you're an athlete. They know that you have the work ethic to learn, right?
Correct.
And the best thing about it is that you are a Hawkeye, right? So I got a chance to speak with some of the guys at the facility, and I told them that like they always say strike while you're hot, and right now you're hot. You're at the University of Iowa, you're playing for a big school. I said, what you guys need to do is go on LinkedIn, use your LinkedIn, and just start being active on it. Connect with people. I started doing that since. At the end, towards the end of my career, and more now, I said, put a cool picture up there of yourself. Iowa Hawkeyes, whatever the case is. My picture is that dab because everybody recognizes that.
Yes.
And I put, Tevaun Smith, entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. But for them, put a picture of yourself, go on there, and there's a search engine where you can see all the people that graduate from the University of Iowa and what business they're in. So you can type in real estate, you can type in finance,
right,
and you can find all the guys that were in that field that went to University of Iowa, and just shoot them an email or connect with them and shoot them a note and say, hey, I see you're also went to University of Iowa. I'm also in finance. I'm also in real estate.
Yes.
Would love to connect. Go Hawks. People will take that, and imagine how many people that you can. There's so many guys that I've reached out to that went to University of Iowa that I know now through LinkedIn, and we built relationships through that, and that's only been since I started doing that. Right, I had a chance to speak with a guy. He's now a good friend of mine. Like, his name is Bert, and he was part of LinkedIn, one of the first hires at LinkedIn. He's been at LinkedIn for 18 years, and he taught me that. And
it's a little thing though, right?
It's so
it doesn't
little.
require much.
Doesn't require much, and just do that, because when you're done playing, people are gonna be like, I remember we connected. Hey, you told me you're in finance. I might have a job for you. I might have. Hey, you want?
Or just sit down and talk.
Sit down and talk to them. Hey, let's grab a coffee. And those little things go a long way when it comes to that. So I always encourage anybody, because I'm learning that now. I'm like, if I learned that when I graduated at 16 or in 2016, man, I don't know how many connections I would have had and how many people I would have met. And I'm just taking full advantage of it. And like, it's working for me now. So imagine if I was doing that while I was playing at Iowa, like junior, senior year, going 12-0
yes.
and like connecting with people, and just like, people want to be around athletes. People want to connect with you. And most importantly, like, you're interested in them too.
Yes.
So it's not like, okay, I'm an athlete, work with me. It's like, no, I'm actually in this field, and I want to learn. So always like going back to always wanting to learn and be curious. Like that's the biggest thing.
Well, and then again, if you started in 16, think about all the organizations that you've been a part of since then.
Exactly.
And let's just say it's 80 people per, organization. There's 5 organizations.
Yeah.
It's 400 people or 4,000 people. Sorry.
Yes.
Like that's, but we don't think in that way.
You don't think like that. Like
you're the 4 people I talk to on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like that's what you think.
Yeah. Sometimes they say like meet 5 new people every day. Think about how many people you can meet every single day, even if it's 2.
Right.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 10 people a week.
Right.
On a weekday. That's 40 people a month.
Right.
I don't know the math times 12, but that's how many people you meet in a year.
480, but I got you.
Damn. See? But there's so many people that you can meet every single year that all you need is one person to help change your life or whatever the case may be. So that is something that I definitely take pride in, is meeting new people and learning. And I want to continue to be that resource to the guys that ever need my help.
Well, I appreciate you being the resource for today. I appreciate you coming in. We're going to wrap up. I didn't realize we were almost hour 15. It was a good one.
When you're having fun, man.
That's a fact. But I know you're a busy dude. Appreciate you being on and blessing our guests with an alumni.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
I love Estella's because it's fresh. From fresh grilled steak to the salsas to the fresh pressed tortillas. I love Estella's because it's made there right in front of you, and it's quick and it doesn't feel like fast food. It's fresh food made quickly.
We both love Estella's because it's made with love. They put a lot of pride in their food and customer service, and they're locally owned. Fresh food, made quick, and with love. Check out Estella's today. Iowa City Tire and Service offers the area's best automotive repair while offering top-notch customer service and a unique environment.
They have beer.
And that makes them unique?
No, but they have a really big dog.
Again, does that make them unique?
I mean, they have cookies for their customers.
Not unique.
They have great t-shirts.
Still waiting for it.
They have arcade games like Dig Dug that I may or may not have the current high score on. Still.
What?
Okay then, Iowa City Tire and Service has over 640 5-star Google reviews, and ChatGPT even says it's the #1 choice in the area.
Now that you mention it, those guys are pretty great.
Check them out at ictire.com or give them a call, 319-338-5401.
Well, hey, Talkin Hawks fans, we are so excited about our newest sponsor of the podcast, and that is Stack Wellness Cafe. Okay. Are you done interrupting?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Go.
Stack Wellness Cafe is fast, healthy food that you can grab on the go. It is protein shakes, bowls, and all kinds of other things to help you hit your protein goals for the day. Everything is made better.
I bought it. I go there. I'm going to drink it.
Well, truthfully, Matt goes there like every other day. I'm pretty sure you come home with a Stack protein shake almost every single day.
If you knew about it, you'd do it too.
All of their food is cooked locally and fresh and is delivered to each location for maximum quality and flavor. Okay. It's delicious. Wouldn't you say, Matt? Okay, Matt, great job. You killed it.
Thanks.
It's like you've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, I feel better when you're a part of it, but yeah, thank you.
You did a good job. So we've got kind of a new-ish segment, but it's kind of similar to what I've done in years past. It's called the Laura segment, brought to you by Big Grove. Yes, thank you so much. Super excited about it. Just essentially looking at the lore of different colleges that we're playing.
Awesome.
So we've looked into like mascots. We've looked at like famous people that have like gone to the college or played for the college, whatever it might be. But this is really just focusing on like different lore from the different colleges and campuses.
Cool.
I know. I'm super
Looking forward
pumped
to it.
about it. Very excited about it. Our producer, John, had brought up the idea of like I could teach people how to like paint their face. Matthew, did you hear about it? I was like, John, no. But then he came up with this really good idea. It was was it you or was it John that came up with it, Matthew? Well, John came up with it. So shout out to John. Storyline Multimedia. We have to throw that in there now that it's the beginning of this season. That they are Matthew, John, and Tabby, and John's wife, Emily, that head up this entire studio, and they do all the editing, all the behind the scenes work, all the social media for Talkin Hawks. So big shout out to Storyline Multimedia. And if you are in the market for some marketing, see how I do that? You should hit them up. They do a phenomenal job with all things marketing, video, photo, social, good stuff. So anyway, thanks guys for everything that you do for Talkin Hawks. So for a lot of the teams that we're going to play this year, we've already talked about their mascot, all the history behind the mascot. But of course, we've never talked about UAlbany. Have we ever played them before?
I do not know.
That's
Mark Gronowski has.
Oh, good to know. Well, that's information I probably should have had in the beginning, but that's okay. So they are the Great Danes. Great mascot. Have you seen it?
It's a face of a Great Dane, right?
He's so good. They used to be the Penguins. His name was Pedwin. Pedwin.
Edwin the Penguin?
A long time ago. Long time ago when they were still the like, you know how like all these colleges were like the teachers of Great America. You know what I mean? Like teaching
Yes.
college. They were one of those. And then they were the Pedwins. And then this lady, let me find her name, Kathy, came up with the idea of the Great Dane for specifically the size, weight, strength, character, courage, speed, and stamina. Kathy Earl. That's who came up with
Earl.
it. Mm-hmm. You like that song? What is that song? Earl.
I know there's a Dixie Chick song that talks about Earl, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to admit that on the air that I know of the song.
You do. So I found this picture of their like mini mascot. So they ended up, so Damien is their like big Great Dane mascot. Pretty good mascot. And then they have Lil D.
Okay.
They came up with that collectively with like students and faculty and stuff. And they came up with, I don't know.
Great.
Okay. So I found this picture of him. He looks like, no, I'm having a good time.
Oh, no.
No, this is great. I'm not held like hostage. Doesn't he look like
He
that?
looks like a scared Scrappy-Doo from the Scooby-Doo movie.
He's like,
The person one. Like when Scrappy-Doo gets really big.
yeah, I didn't sign up for this. That's what he looks like.
We'll have Matthew and John put it up. Oh my. It's even worse zoomed out.
Don't you think he looks like that? Look at this one. He's like, he looks so panicked. He's got his thumbs up in this one. He's like, if our dog TJ was a mascot, just like, I'm having a good time. I'll do whatever you say.
No.
Okay.
Don't let that guy in.
No, it's so funny. I don't know if he travels. It does look like a spooked, like. Anyway, but they do have this very interesting thing on their campus, the legendary, not in my words, in theirs, Mini Minerva statue, which is a symbol of luck for students since it was saved from a burning building in the past. So do you know what the Mini Minerva statue is?
No.
I'm going to pull up a little picture for you. So it looks like this.
Okay.
Okay. So it's
That looks nothing like a Great Dane.
no, I know. We're past that. We're talking about the statue now. We're talking about the statue now.
Okay.
It's different.
Okay.
Okay. So this is just, it's like a piece of lore, from the university. Kind of like was it the brain rock that they just took out at Iowa?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
they
it's
put it back? Oh, did they wash it or something?
They moved it.
Understood. Okay. So it was the New York State Normal College. And now, of course, it's UAlbany, but the Roman goddess of wisdom. Okay.
I thought I recognized Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Minerva statue, that's what, stands for, the Roman goddess of wisdom, has been there since like way back in 1913. And it was on display in one of their buildings, and the building caught on fire, and a janitor saved the Mini Minerva statue. And so now it's seen as a symbol of good luck. And that's why. What?
So you're in a burning building.
Mm-hmm.
Your first thought isn't, I need to get out. Your first thought is, not Minerva.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the best part. So they actually bought the statue using fines collected from students who took makeup exams. So apparently to do a makeup exam, if you missed one, or
You had to pay a fine.
you had to pay a fine. And so they took the fines and then bought this Roman goddess of wisdom statue.
I almost feel like that's a joke because you didn't have the wisdom to do the test on time.
Mm-hmm.
And so you paid to then have the wisdom
Mm-hmm.
from the goddess.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
That makes sense to me. And then it was Draper Hall, apparently, that
Okay.
caught on fire, and then the janitor saved it. So that's why it's known for good luck.
Interesting.
Yep. So that's that. That's that on that. UAlbany. Albany. What do you say?
UAlbany.
Albany.
UAlbany.
Eh.
Probably how I would say it.
Understood. How's their football team, Matt? What's the deal?
Rough. They were 4-8 last year. That was a pun. Great Danes.
That's funny. Good job. They do have a really good mascot, though, and they have a baby Dane.
Baby Dane.
Yeah, they just brought the baby Dane in like 2004, and then they had people decide what the name was going to be. I need to look up what the name was. I'll find that.
Okay.
Anyway, so they have a little baby one.
So, as I mentioned before, this is not the first time Mark Gronowski has played them.
Mm-hmm.
So they were good 2 years ago in 2023, and they played South Dakota State in the semifinals. At that time, UAlbany, I believe, was 11-3.
Okay.
They played Mark Gronowski, South Dakota State. South Dakota State won 59-0.
Whoa.
Mark Gronowski was 15 of 18 or 15 of 19 for 3 tutties. Like, did whatever he wanted. So that was their really good team. Last year, they were 4-8. Starting quarterback transferred out. They've got 3 quarterbacks in that I think are all trying to get the starting job. They almost went primarily shotgun. Of the multiple games that I watched, I didn't see them take a single snap from under center, which is obviously very different from the Iowa football that we're going to see of turn around, hand the ball off. But do a few RPO things. They've got some guys on the outside, but realistically, I'd be shocked if we didn't win 30-0 or more. Like I feel like this is that kind of game. The part that they really lack in is special teams. Again, from what I saw of last year against Elon, which strength coach Nick DeMarco, when I was at Iowa, he is now at Elon University as the director of sports performance. So I watched that game just because I was, I like to support Nick. And Elon had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in that game.
Wow. So Caden Weegan could have a really nice day.
He was the returner of the year last year. So I'm excited to see that. And then we get Reese Dakin back and Drew Stevens obviously back. So I feel like the core of our special team we should be really good on special teams.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do even week one. Just a lot of people say offense, defense, that's where the focus is. But I think our biggest advantage could potentially be in special teams.
Cool.
But admittedly, their offense doesn't look great on tape. However, they do have a little bit of resilience. So their last game, they were sitting at 3-8. It's senior day. It's cold. You're in New York. They were down 28-0 to Howard around halftime. And they came back and won that game 41-35. So there is a little bit of resiliency there. But again, I don't think that that's anything that's going to propel them over Iowa by any means.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Defensively, they played a lot of press coverage, a lot of man.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So you're telling me this could be one of those games. Could be. I'm just going to throw that out there. Could be one of those games where people, after it's over, are like, oh, we're for sure going to the playoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even if we won like 25-0 or 20-0.
Yeah.
I feel like people would say that. But no, I think this is one of those games where we test our depth. Because on the depth chart, it says a lot of names, and then it'll be like Kamari Moulton, or Sam Phillips, or Seth Anderson, and basically they're saying like, hey, we got a guy who's going to start, but these other guys are going to play. I was shocked to see Reese Vandersee did not get the starting nod.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised at that too.
Sam Phillips is the guy who got it. He's out of Chattanooga. Very different body types. Reese Vandersee, 6'4", 215. Sam Phillips, 5'7", 180.
Wait, really?
That's about as different of
Matt,
a body type
I
as you can
have
get.
to say this. I'm going to expose myself for a minute. So I'm 5'7". When I was full-term pregnant with Dax, I weighed 180 pounds. I could play.
You could be the starting wide receiver.
I totally exposed myself.
I bet you guys run the same.
Run the same?
Run the same.
Well, 40 weeks pregnant.
Athleticism.
A sprint. Easy money.
Easy money.
Sorry, continue. That just made me giggle. Continue.
But anyway, yeah. So he got the starting nod, completely different body types. So I'll be shocked if they don't use Reese on the outside at least some point during the game. Get Sam Phillips in. Seth Anderson, I thought I had a really good kids day. I'm excited to see him kind of take the top off. What I mean by that is catch some deep passes. The other things, running the ball, like we got a really experienced offensive line. 4 out of the 5 guys are returning from last year. Obviously, Logan Jones at center and Jennings Dunker out on the outside at right tackle. I think both those guys are up for preseason awards. It always starts up front. And on defense, you got Aaron Graves, Max Llewellyn, and Ethan Hurkett, who have all played a lot of football. I'm blanking on the name of the award that the best offensive line wins. The Remington?
Yeah.
Remington is interior lineman, yeah.
Didn't they win that in 2015?
Sorry, the whole offensive line is a Joe Moore award.
Joe Moore.
Yes.
10-year reunion. Really experienced offensive line. Matt, it's lining up.
And that
you hate
is
making
lore.
predictions. Yeah. You hate making predictions, but I'm here for it. Sorry.
I think there's a lot of really good things that, like I said, it's a quiet confidence. I think I'm cautiously optimistic to see what everything can come through. Tim Lester is now getting his second year into the system. Guys are starting to buy in. However, at quarterback, this is the first year, right? And then you go to who's second, which is Hank Brown, also his first year in the system. So the guy who's running it is in his first year, but the rest of the guys should be able to help pull everybody along and get that actual RPO game. Because what's interesting is like Kate McNamara had a skill set that was more on throwing the ball than it was running the ball. Brennan Sullivan had more of a skill set that was more running the ball than it was passing the ball. And now you got Mark Gronowski, who you hope can throw better than Cade and run better than Brendan. So how does that come together to create the offense that Tim Lester actually wants to run? Because we know that we're going to run the football, but Caleb Johnson was running against 8 or 9 guys in the box and still being as good as he was. What does that look like if we can back that up into just 7 guys in the box, a standard 7, a 4-3-3-4, to where he doesn't have to make somebody miss just to get positive yards. So I think that there's a lot of, again, cautious optimism for what this team can do this season. And I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Okay. I'm really excited about that. I also would really love to get Coach Lester on the podcast. I feel like he would be
great.
so great and like funny,
Yes.
which is what I like to see.
So cautious optimism is kind of the phrase I'm going to use for this season.
Okay. I
Because
like
you never
that.
want to put all your eggs in one basket. You play one game at a time. You got to go 1-0 each week. All the coach talk, right?
Mhm.
But I'm cautiously optimistic over the course of 12 to 13 games, hopefully 14, 15 games.
Yeah.
What this team can do.
24-hour rule. Make the main thing the main thing. It's never as good as you think it was. It's never as bad as you think it was.
Your coach speak is on point.
It's because you say the same things all the time. I'm trying to think
It's
of what else you
ingrained in me.
say.
What can I say?
Yeah. Attention to detail. What else do you say? What's another one? I can't think of any more.
I don't know. I think you're pretty good right there.
Hashtag be nicer to Matt.
Hashtag.
Okay. Wait, we're so excited that you all joined us for our first episode of the season. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm pretty pumped about it. And the weather's going to be beautiful on Saturday, 5 o'clock kickoff. So random. But it's going to be 72 is the high, a little bit cloudy, 54 is the low. Might be a little bit chilly. That sounds like football weather to me.
In August.
I know.
Which is weird.
I'm ready for it. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. Make sure you guys are liking this video, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Make sure it's the official Talkin Hawks YouTube channel. That's the only place that we post our interviews and our episodes now, aside from like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So if you haven't followed us there, make sure you're doing that as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Talkin Hawks Pod. And yeah, we just appreciate all your support. We're super pumped for the rest of the season.
And we're also very active on comments. So please leave a comment on the video.
Ooh, yeah. If you could leave
We'd
some
love
comments,
to hear from you guys.
that would be great. All right. We'll see you soon. Go Hawks.
Hawks.